There's a great book by a guy named Simon Sinek that I absolutely love. There's also a TED Talk by Simon Sinek, and he came up with this concept called the golden circle. Okay, basically how great leaders start with why, not the hows, not the whats. See, in trading, how or what is less important than why. We need to never, ever, ever, ever forget that. Why are we doing this in the first place? Is it control? Is it peace of mind? Is it cash flow? Are you trying to, not be beholden to Wall Street or traditional investment? Are you trying to step out on your own and always control your time and space? What is your why? What is it that you actually get inspired by? What got you motivated to start your education, to start your journey, to start your path? Because at the end of the day, the how, the asset allocation, still doesn't answer why. The what, which product, which strategy, it still doesn't answer why. And so you still need to start with that. You need to answer that and never forget that. There's a general process that we go through, and we'll probably do some more stuff on this. One of them is you have to have a commitment to learning. That is going to be your foundation as you go through your education. If you don't have a commitment to learning as your bedrock, then you're going to have a hard time. After you have a commitment to learning, then you also need the overall philosophy, kind of the theory and terms. Okay, so your commitment to learning is more important. Then you generally are going to learn theory and terms, like how things work, what they are, how you can approach them, that kind of stuff. And then you develop your skills. Okay, skills and execution. Now, skills and execution are a little bit different than theory and terms, because then we're talking about just like the actual button clicking. Once you understand the theory and terms and the strategies a little bit, then you go and develop your skills and execution. But the most important thing after all of that is that you still need a system or strategy that is many times your own. See, one thing that you're going to learn as you go through this is that you can copy the coach's trades. You can copy the mentor's trades. You can copy what they've done, and that's going to give you a leg up. Eventually, most traders end up having to develop their own style in some regard or the other, some form or fashion, system and strategy. Your commitment to learning is first. The theory and terms behind it, you learn as you go. Many times your first class or a book or a website can give you that. The skills and execution, you have to practice. Many of you who are new may have challenges with Thinkorswim. You might have challenges with how you approach, your account. Do you know how to put in an order? If not, you might need to work on that. Never, ever lose your commitment to learning, though. Because the day that you give up on that, the rest of it is not going to have a solid foundation. Okay? It brings us back to our why. If we remember our why, we're going to be committed to learning regardless of how hard it is, regardless of how complicated it is, regardless of how intimidated you are in your first month. Guys, those are all natural feelings. They're even after, some of the volatility we've seen in the market in 2015, they're natural for somebody who's been doing this 5 or 10 years. Emotions are going to come in when you have conditions like that. People who remember their why are going to be more motivated and consistent with applying their systems. Why did you do this? Not how. How might be that you go in and you master your system. Okay? The what is simply what product do you trade. Okay? We do need to go through those different things. Now let's talk about this, because all of this is encompassed by the idea of why. Why exists outside of it. Okay? It really does. W-H-Y. Why exist outside of the systems, the skills, the theory, the commitment. It does directly apply to your commitment. These two things are tied together. So when you start with why, when you're motivated by why, when you remind yourself of why, every single day your commitment's going to be there, and it will domino yourself through the other challenges that you face.